Hello everyone, my name is Luis Gabriel Herena from Luis Gabriel Herena Photography, and this is my first video on my new YouTube channel. This will be dedicated to Sony cameras for the most part, but I'll also be doing reviews for lenses including Canon and Sigma, as I use those lenses with my Sony as well. So today what I wanted to talk about is something that's come up on different camera forums from time to time regarding a specific setting called the Electronic First Curtain Shutter on your Sony camera. Might be on other brands too, but you know, I'm specifically talking about Sony today. And there's a situation when if you're using a fast lens and you're shooting at shutter speeds above 1/1000 of a second, it will create some issues with your bokeh rendering, and your background blur is going to be affected by this setting. But let's show you right here and it'll be easier to see. So this is a shot that I took with the Sony 85mm 1.4 GM, and as you can see here, it was taken at 1.4 aperture, 1/6400 of a second, and ISO 100. So you can see the rendering. It's nice. This lens is fantastic, but you will notice this was taken with the Electronic First Curtain Shutter on, which I'm gonna call EFCS from now on. And I'm gonna move to the next image, and this one is with that setting off. Now you can take a look here on the background. You will see this is kind of harsh rendering on the bokeh, and look how much smoother it is when you turn off that setting. You can even get more blur. I mean, the sharpness, if you go back and forth, you can tell that it's pretty much dead on the eyes, maybe a little bit of difference. But look right here on the feed with the setting off, setting on. Same around here on this with the table, with the wood frame here, meet with the other part. See how much blurry it is? So turning that option off when you're shooting at high speeds actually gives you a smoother rendering and even more blur, so it creates a more 3D pop to the image. If you go back and forth, you can see how it just looks smoother and more isolated, which is what we pay a lot of money for when we get these lenses. I have another example here. Same situation, my model here, Bob from the Minions. See in the background, you can see, I mean, it's beautiful background, but look how much better you can get when you use it with the EFCS option off. See around here on the right, on, off, on, and off. And the same amount of blur here on the feed, on, off. Now let's see where the focus point was, just to make sure. You can see that the eyes are perfectly in focus on both. So what you're seeing here, it's a difference on the rendering that the EFCS is causing when it's on at those high speeds. So now you know, if you have one of the Sony cameras or maybe a different camera, you can check if it has that option. When you have EFCS on and you're shooting high-speed lenses above 1/1000 of a second, my suggestion is to turn it off because it's going to affect the rendering of your bokeh. The idea of the EFCS is to minimize the vibrations from your shutter, which is good when you're shooting at slower speeds. But as you can see, it does have some issues when you're using it at high speeds. You also want to disable it if you're using a high-speed sync flash. And I've seen even with lenses where you create like kind of like banding or black bars at the top. So it depends on the lens, especially with third party. Like I remember it happened with the Samyang 135mm f2.0. So with that said, give it a shot. Let me know what you find, which lenses you think are more affected. I've seen it even with 2.8 prime lenses or zoom lenses. I don't think it affects lenses slower than that. So it's not something that's gonna come up with everybody. Anyways, I would like you to let me know what you think about the video. I'm learning how to do video. I'm a photographer, so please, my apologies for the bad quality, the audio or anything else. I'll start improving on this. If you want to subscribe, that'll be great. I have plans to come up with new tests of the Sigma MC11 versus the Metabones adapters. I had some interesting findings that I want to share with you guys, and also I'll be doing a comparison review, which was pretty big, with the Sigma 135 1.8 Art that just came out versus the Sony 100 2.8 STF lens, and I also included the 85mm 1.4 GM, and even threw in the 135mm STF, which is a Sony A mount lens. So it was a pretty massive test for lenses. The weather wasn't cooperating, but I'll be posting that video soon, so if you want to be notified, sign up. And hope you like the video. Let me know what you think. Take care.